excited as everyone is to hear all these other artists sing your songs, you all, the big thing for most fans, you have these 2 new tracks. Talk a little bit about each song, kind of what you can tell us about each song, and why you chose, those 2 songs. A lot to choose from, I'm sure.
Well, we started about a year ago listening to material, I guess, and the challenge to me was find songs that I liked as much as I liked the songs that were it was going on there with all greatest hits. So Harold Shedd found the ballad, That's How I Was Raised, from like Randy said, I don't even know who wrote that one. Harold played me the song and I loved it, and we went in and cut it. But the song All American was written by Trey Bruce, Ed Bruce's son, and my son Josh is actually the one that found the song, brought it to me and said, "Hey, Dad, check your song out." And I thought it was great, so I called up Trey, and we got together and worked on it a little bit, and I think it's a very unique, timely.
When it's the first time we've heard new stuff in a decade, was it hard to decide, I guess, what we all were going to put out there?
Yeah, I mean, you listen to a lot of songs, and you want to try to make sure that you cut something, like I said, that stands up with. You're only going to have 8 or 9 #1 songs on there that are proven hits, so you just want to put something on there that's good. But we feel like that we've done our homework. I think it turned out great.
Any fun stories from the studio while you were in the recording? Any things that happened, or funny things that happened, or whatever that you could talk about?
I don't think anything happened. I don't remember laughing a whole lot while I was there. No, I didn't say that.
Most of the other artists, we don't get a chance to hang out. You meet them at a award show, but you don't get a chance to really to know anybody. It's all in passing. But that was the great thing about this to me, was to be able to go in and sit down with them in a creative environment and work on, listen to the arrangement, listen to the flickers, and put a little input in maybe too. But just to getting to know them, I felt like people that I hadn't had a chance to meet, like Toby Keith. I never got a chance to hang out with Toby, and we got together down at Harold Shedd's birthday party in Georgia, and me and him and Randy sat around and bullshit for a couple of hours. It was great. He got to tell us all these old stories and stuff. But
Mel Tillis was there.
Oh yeah, Mel was holding court,
Yeah.
And
Toby would hold Mel's mouth when he got to talking too much.
Mel been with there?
Yeah, but anyway, with my connection with Toby is him and Bill Anderson closed down BMI one night. We got too drunk
to leave.
And I didn't know Bill Anderson drank, but he did that night. Me and Toby poured it down there. And then Toby picked me up and carried me around a while. And so I thought, well, this is all right. Maybe we won't get thrown out of here. But no, that was a fun time. But that night that Teddy's talking about was we were over in Georgia doing a tribute for Harold. I guess you'd call it a tribute, wouldn't you?
It's his birthday party too.
It's a party for Harold Shedd, who we called to work with us on this project, and he said it would be an honor to do that, and that was a big boost for us because he was enthusiastic about being part of something that we've been part of a lot of neat things together. So, and then that same night I met John Berry for the first time, and he was awesome. Both as a person, and there's a bunch of people over there that knew Harold.
Randy, one of the things that I remember that I want to talk to him about is when you heard the Flats, you and Jay had tracked Old Flame.
Mm-hmm.
You may want to tell him about that, as well as how you found Old Flame and how it kind of moved itself up in the album cycle. And
we were playing in Huntsville at Mr. T's, that's the name of the club? Muscle Shoals, Alabama, and Donnie Lowry, one of the songwriters, came up, and we just got started on the road touring, and he gave us a copy of a CD back then of Old Flame. A cassette. I'm sorry, it was a cassette. It might have been an 8-track, I'm not sure. But it was long ago. But I remember that for 2 or 3 hours that we were listening to the song rolling down the road on the bus that night, and really thought it was a cool song, and so we came in and played it for RCA, and we already finished
Mountain Music.
No, the album before. We already finished the song Mountain Music, but the album was Feel So Right, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So we just finished the Feel So Right album, and Mountain Music was cut on that album, and Jerry Bradley said, well, why don't you hold Mountain Music for...
No, we made that decision.
Well, I thought it was RCA, but
No.
See,
This
so
channel
we're
is
all
very-
lying now. These are all lies. But anyway,
What it
we
is,
decided to
the
hold...
best he remembers is what it is.
We decided to hold Mountain Music for the following album and go ahead and put Old Flame on there for the next single. And
Then after trying to persuade them about it, then they call and say, you know that new song? That's the next single, and the next week it was on the radio. So, but then hearing the version that Rascal Flatts did was, we went over to Jay's house. Right, he's
got a studio in his house.
yeah, he got a studio in his house. I just fell out when I heard that. That was a very emotional thing to hear. The only thing that bothered me is they sing it about 3 damn steps higher than what we sing it in. So I'm in there. You said it is.
But you could tell they'd spent a lot of time working on the arrangement of it because it didn't feel anything like Alabama's version, and that's what we loved about it. In fact, we encouraged all the artists to please do your own twist.
And I want to say something too. They did something. They won an award, and I think it's been misconstrued. And I want to defend them. They won the award for Vocal Group of the Year, and they invited us to come up on stage. And I think they had nothing but the greatest of I know they had nothing but the greatest of intentions about that. It was not done for a publicity stunt, anything like that. And so I want to say that on our behalf that that it was not something they did just for a stunt. It was heartfelt, and we definitely took it that way and still feel that way today. That it was much appreciated, but we didn't deserve the award. They deserved the award. So.
Did you keep it?
No, it was theirs.
We never got it.
We wouldn't
take it.
We went and had a few beers with them, and they called. And they called her. No, not Bill. He wasn't. Bill wasn't around. But we went.
You have given us some great information.
But we went and had a few beers with them, and they called their mothers, and we talked to their mothers on the phone. I remember that. Believe it or not, they just come to me.
Nikita?
You and Harold Shedd, you're just kind of synonymous, and that's such a powerful combo. Talk a little bit about that relationship and why it's been so successful for y'all through the years.
I think Harold left us alone. I mean, literally from a creative standpoint, he was always there to kind of referee and put in a good word when he needed to. But
Shocking sticks.
yeah, but
Something to
I don't remember
separate us
seeing
when we
him
were
hold that,
fighting.
actually.
but I think basically, you know, he was the perfect one. There was no high pressure, nobody trying to force us to do. I mean, we'd been making our own music, producing our own music for about 12 years at that point when we started doing it with Harold. So I think, you know, he was the perfect one to give you good advice on recording and give you good advice on songs and how to record and recording technique. As far as the creative end of it, he let us go in and do what we do.
One of the great examples of that was we had been toying with "Lady Down on Love" forever, and we would sing the song, and we knew the audience loved it. And so Harold told me one day, he said, "We're going to come in here at lunch when everybody leaves. You're going to take your guitar. You're going to sing "Lady Down on Love" twice. And we're going to have a record, and Jeff and Teddy's going to come in and sing, and that's going to be our record." And that was very prophetic. That's exactly what we did. He locked all the doors, and I took my little Music Man guitar in there and sang it twice, and that's all there is except the strings that were added. And that was a great example of him understanding that we had something, but the way to get it was to do it that way.
Not to overproduce it.
Yeah, just real simple. And let me play my guitar out of tune like I usually do.
Out of time.
And out of time. So. I'm in competition with Willie, so he can sing out of time.
Fletcher got it.
It is.
I believe he'd come in second.